So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is a Mr. Media interview, broadcast and recorded live on blogtalkradio.com from the new media and baseball capital of the world, St. Petersburg, Florida. We're going to do something a little different on Mr. Media today. Instead of me being the usual half-wit know-it-all, I'm going to try to actually learn something practical from my guest. Joining me is Steve Rosenbaum, who developed, created, and produced the groundbreaking MTV Unfiltered programming in 1993. Shot entirely by viewers, Unfiltered marked the first fully user-created program in television history and was the model later used by Al Gore for Current.tv. Along the way, networks such as CBS, A&E, and HBO all counted on Rosenbaum to help them explore and deploy user-generated video in programming. Today, Rosenbaum is behind a new venture, Magnify.net, which uses video in still new ways. If you're a blogger, podcaster, or website producer, I think you'll find this program particularly interesting and practical. Steve, welcome to Mr. Media.
Hey, how are you, Bob?
I'm good. How you doing?
Excellent. Here in lovely New York City on a quiet Friday afternoon. Looking forward to playing some video games with you. Not video games, but games with video, as it were.
It's about like that. But listen, Steve, I'm going to start by going for the jugular. Then we can shake hands, be friends, and move on, okay?
All right.
Why on earth does your new site have the .net prefix and not .com? I mean, I've kind of always thought that anything but .com was death for business.
So, do you want the PR answer or the real answer?
Well, let's go for both, just to straighten everybody out.
All right, so I'll give you the PR answer first. We think of ourselves as a network. We're not a destination site. We wanted to have this idea that Magnify is a network of services, and so that's why we're .net. That's the PR answer.
And the business answer?
We couldn't get the .com. It's owned by a credit rating bureau in Atlanta, Georgia, that doesn't use it but won't sell it.
Oh.
And so we've taken lemons and made lemonade and decided that in hindsight, it's been 2 years of the .net and we're doing 1 million pages a day. So I think it's worked out fine for us. But if the folks that own Magnify.com are listening, we're ready to deal.
All right. The challenge is on the table. All right. So tell us about Magnify.net. What is it? I mean, is it a content site or an advertising site or you said it's not a destination site. How do you explain?
So let's go back a little bit. So back in the mid-90s when I created Unfiltered at MTV, the thing that I learned very quickly was that there were literally hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of incredibly narrow verticals, and that each one of them, in their own way, was a channel, whether it was skateboarding or paragliding. And the thing that became clear to me back then was that for all of the passion there was in these narrow little verticals, there was a need for someone to be able to build a technology platform so that you could gather and organize video around your passion. Now flash forward, it's 2005, 2006, and we're seeing things like YouTube start to kind of emerge. And I scratched my head and said, you know what? I bet there's going to be a bunch of guys that are going to be big video site gatherers. And behind them, there's going to be a need for extraordinarily well-organized video discovery, so that if you want to build a site about, hedgehogs, that you're going to be able to search the web and find all the videos with the keyword hedgehog in them, and then choose the ones that meet your needs. So for example, Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay, when we later in the show start digging in and figuring out how this thing works, one of the things you'll be surprised at is, as much as you think you know about the video on the web that's searchable under Tampa Bay and sports and baseball, you're going to be stunned at the amount of material that's available that hasn't been properly organized. So what Magnify does is takes existing websites and gives them the power and technology to discover video and deliver it back to your existing website in a series of organized playlists. That's what we do.
And has it been profitable yet?
You know, define profitable. We started 2 years ago with angel money. We watched all these companies raise tens of millions of dollars in our space. We raised $1.95, and a bag of chips, and we now power 42,000 sites. So, we're absolutely making money. We're making more money every month by, significant amounts, and we're reinvesting some of it back into the technology. But I think, we're certainly on a very clear path to profitability.
It's interesting. I've had in the last 2 or 3 months, I guess, I had Stephen Chow on, who's doing WonderHowTo.com, and I had Will Jarrow from MonkeySee.com, who both have very different business plans. Chow's out there raising millions and millions of dollars for a site that does not create its own content, and then Jarrow is also raising money. Doesn't seem like quite as much, but they're creating original content. And if I understand you correctly, you are organizing content but not creating content. Is that right?
So, it's interesting. There are many of our sites have upload technology that we've provided them, and are ingesting video from the verticals. I happen to know Stephen pretty well, as it turns out, and actually almost did some work together back when he was at Fox in the TV days. And we currently search and deliver all of the content from Howcast into the Magnify network. So I think it's likely that we'll add Mr. Chow's site to our list of sites that we explore in the future. But think about this emerging ecosystem. So somebody makes a video about how to repair the chain on their 10-speed bicycle, and they upload it to Stephen Chow's site. Now, if I've got a 10-speed bicycle and I need to fix a chain on that bicycle, where am I going to go? Am I going to go to Howcast or to Stephen's site? Maybe. Or am I going to go to bicycling.com? More likely I'll start at bicycling.com because it's the editors of Bicycling Magazine. It's a very, very high-quality site. I use it to choose where I'm going. I use it for a variety of other things. If Magnify has powered a collection of videos on the bicycling site, and one of those videos is how to fix your 10-speed, I may well be the bridge that finds a bicycling customer and delivers it to Stephen Chow's site. That's our role.
And is the magic of Magnify.net, is it that you have genius programmers who've written this great software, or is it something else?
We do have genius programmers. I think the magic is more philosophical than technical. We started with a couple of very significant premises. One was everything has to be self-serve. So, if you decide that you want to build, here's a perfect example. 3 weekends ago, my family and I got a new puppy. And in researching this puppy, I found out that this puppy happens to be a mix of Border Collie and Beagle. And that Border Collies make great Frisbee dogs. So I went on the web to figure out how to teach my dog to be a Frisbee dog and found there was no site that had videos. There was lots of videos that were Frisbee dog videos, but there was no site dedicated to training a Frisbee dog video. So I built a Magnify channel called Frisbee Dog. It took me 10 minutes. I have no programming skill. I can't write HTML. I can't write Perl. I found out something very interesting, by the way, that your listeners probably don't know. Frisbee Dog is not the proper tag. The proper tag to get good quality videos is Disc Dog.
Oh.
One word, no space. So here I went in and learned that Frisbee Dog got okay videos, but Disc Dog got great videos. I built the site. 10 minutes later, I launched the site called Frisbee Dog with all these videos discovered. I organized playlists. And the first thing that happened was an ad popped up on the site that offered to sell me puppy training pads. Like, well, guess what? Here I am, and the next thing I did was took my credit card out because we needed puppy pads and bought 300 puppy pads off of an ad that was delivered to a site called Disc Doll. So that kind of, since then we've sold a lot of puppy pads, but this comes down to this business model question, which is, why is this a good thing for your listeners to explore if they've got the world's preeminent roller coaster site, it's all text and links, or the world's best rock climbing site, or the best where to find pizza in the U.S. site, or whatever their little passion vertical is that they're operating. And the answer is that video really adds advertising value and stickiness.
Well, I want to interrupt for just a moment and tell folks, I know the web chat is getting a little busier, and if you've got a question or a comment for Steve Rosenbaum, founder of the website magnify.net, and also the MTV Unfiltered programming, give us a call, 646-595-3135. And I hope you'll stick around if you're listening. In just a few minutes, I'm going to put Steve to work, and we're going to see how all this can actually work on a website. Steve, so the front page of Magnify.net today touts more than 41,000 channels and more than 900,000 videos. So, is there someone hand stitching all that together, or is it automated in some way, or do I go in as a user and create a channel? How does that work?
So it's automated, and if when you go in, when I went in and decided to discover Frisbee dog videos, and I ended up finding 300 I really liked, I published them. What I did was I increased that total on the homepage of 900,000. So what you're seeing is, cumulative knowledge, right? You're seeing each of these vertical communities organized, and one of the things I think that gets forgotten is tagging and search really only take you so far. So, for example, your version of the Tampa Bay channel may be very, very different than somebody who is doing a retiree Tampa Bay channel, or someone who's doing a new resident Tampa Bay channel, or a family with kids living in Tampa Bay, or the verticals get sliced so thin that really. And by the way, some of these Tampa Bay channels I just described they actually use versions of the same videos, right? Mm-hmm. There may be a great tourism video that's appropriate for each one of those verticals I just described. But what we're really doing is saying, let communities self-organize and define the collection of videos that they want to watch and share. And it was very funny. Somebody built in the early days of Magnify, somebody built a site about hamsters. And it turns out that there's a very vibrant community in New York in which families that can no longer care for their children's hamsters put them up for adoption, and other families adopt them. And video turned out to be a very powerful adoption tool. I have to be honest, I'm not sure I can tell the difference between one hamster and another, but it appears that hamster owners like videos of their hamsters. Okay.
Well, let's put the site to work. I had asked you earlier today via email if you would be willing to walk me through the practicality of putting Magnify.com content on one of my sites. You agreed. So the site I've chosen after some screwing around, in which I found one or two sites that was not functioning, is it's Erasing. It's if anyone wants to follow this at home, it's www.ARAYSING, and that's my take on the amazing Mets. It's a raising for the Tampa Bay Rays that are having an erasing baseball season. It's a domain I've had for a few months and hope to use to focus on the team. I thought maybe we could test this way. So I'm guessing I need to go to the Magnify.net site to start.
You do. Now, the only disclaimer I will say to your listeners is we've not set up screen sharing. So I'm going to do this blindfolded with one arm tied behind my back, and presuming that I'm good at making clear instructions and you're good at following them, we should be able to stay in sync. But if you end up doing something really funky, we may have half a radio show. So
okay, all right.
Go to magnify.net.
Right, I'm there.
Click Get Started.
Get started, okay.
So we're going to build a site from scratch.
All right, so
put in your email address.
I will fill all this stuff in as quickly as possible. I will not announce the password. Let's see. And I'm creating a name for the channel. Can I call it Tampa Bay Rays?
You can.
Or should I call it Tampa Bay Rays Baseball? What should I do here?
It doesn't matter. You can change it later. Call it whatever you want. Tampa Bay Rays.
All right. And link to an existing site?
You can also do that later if it's easier.
Okay. And we'll just assume I've agreed to the terms. And I've clicked Next. All right.
What we're now doing is making sure that name hasn't been taken. We're going to ask you a couple simple questions.
Okay.
Select a content category. I would say sports.
Sports. All right.
Region or location, either international or U.S. or Florida. Well, I guess probably U.S. USA.
U.S. Yep. Channel description. Here I think I'd say Tampa Bay Rays Baseball.
That's fine.
I'll say baseball team. And then channel keywords. Tampa Bay Rays, comma, baseball, comma,
that's
baseball.
All good. Probably all you need.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to add two more. I'm going to add New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox.
All right.
Okay. Now, public or private?
Public.
Public, all right. So public site listed in our channel guide. User submissions. Allow everyone to post videos here. That sounds fine to me.
Good. Off we go.
All right. Click Next. All right. I get to choose a template.
We're about to put a whole bunch of new ones up, but I don't think they're live yet. There's some very pretty ones that'll be up later in the day. But for now, go ahead.
Let's see. I am going to go with the deep sea blue on page 2.
All right. I'm following along. I'm following along and building a site. You will get some coral at the top of the site if that's okay with you.
Well, yeah, we're on the water here. I think that'll be fine.
And we're going to go. And by the way, this is all changeable. Everything is, you can change the template, the colors. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So, sounds good. Go ahead and create the site.
All right. I'm hoping our listeners are more interested now than before. Okay, now let's see. Please confirm your new channel. We've sent a site activation link to your email address. So let me go check the email and get that.
While you're checking, let me just explain to your listeners. The reason why this is, I think, worth spending 6 minutes on is, very few people would have the temerity to do a live demo of a service on the radio, risking some server disaster or problem. And what I can tell you is, after 2 years of running Magnify, what we're doing right now with Bob is done 50 to 100 times a day by customers starting new sites. And Bob, I assume in your email you've gotten a link back saying, go ahead and tell me that you're a real person and not a robot.
Yep.
You click on that.
And then it says, right, and it says, congratulations, you're ready to get magnified video for your new channel. What now? Publish some feeds. Have us stock the pond with videos. Now, does it say that because it's got some coral on my template, or does it say that to everybody?
It says that to everybody. So go ahead and put in Tampa Bay Rays in that keyword slot.
Okay. They actually showed up.
Okay. So go ahead and click Load Videos.
Actually, let me see. American League East. How about that? All right, load videos. Let's see what happens.
So we're now going out and searching 15 different sites. And one of the things I think that makes Magnify pretty interesting is that simple search term that you put in there actually does different things. We've actually optimized searches so that the way that you have to structure a search for YouTube is different than the way you structure it at Hulu, is different than the way you structure it at Howcast. We've done all that work in the back end for you so that what we're going to be able to say is the result is going to be hopefully 5, 10, 15, 20, 10,000 videos that very quickly you're able to review and publish and have a collection of Tampa Bay Rays videos available to your site. So the one thing I realized is you and I are probably not running the exact same search.
That could be. And let me ask you, I've got a question from the...
I just got back 15 results.
Okay. Steve, I just got a question asked in the web chat. Cam23 wants to know if this is all free.
This is all free.
Okay.
Free it is.
Well, look at that. I've got... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, all right, go ahead. So you got some videos.
Yeah. Now, can I give out this the short form of this URL so people can look at it? All right. So if you've stayed with us this long, you can go and check out the page I just created. It's http:// Bay Rays. That's one word. Tampa Bay BAY Rays RAYS .magnify.net, and that should take you to the page that I'm looking at, although I'm looking at the administrator's page. I've got, it brought back 15 results. Let's see. We have a video called How to Snag a Major League Baseball, Plane Crash at Baseball Game in Alaska, Baseball Training, Catching Ground Balls, ABB Don't Believe the Hype, Notre Dame Baseball Opening Night Dinner, CSTV on Campus, Baseball Outfielding, a couple of those, and there's Marlins Baseball. Let's see, those are 9. And then let me go to the next page and see what the other 6 are. All right, now we're starting to actually get closer to the subject. We have Best Bet, Tampa Bay Rays versus Kansas City Royals, Red Sox at Tampa Bay Rays, Rays at Marlins,
So what you've done is you've gone and searched and gotten 200 videos.
Oh, you're right. I see that now. Yeah, I was just looking. Right. Okay.
And what's interesting is, as I look at the search you ran, and I can show you how you can adjust this. You ran Tampa Bay Rays, baseball, American League East. So you're getting any video that meets all of those criteria.
And baseball probably brings a lot in.
I might suggest to you that we narrow that we go into the auto search and we narrow that a little bit.
Okay. How do we do that?
So go to content.
Okay, that's one of the bars across the top. All right.
Right.
Okay.
And then it says schedule automatic searches. Go ahead and click on that.
Okay.
And you see there's a search for Tampa Bay Rays. You see there's one scheduled to run, post the top 10 matches every 3 days. In the middle of the page, it says schedule automatic searches. And then
yeah.
Go ahead and click edit.
Edit. Okay.
So you've got a couple too many keywords up top there. Now, by the way, you can build, one of the things you can do is you can build 3 searches. You can build one for Tampa Bay Rays that goes live automatically, one for baseball that you review that doesn't go live, and one for American League. You may want different searches to have different behaviors. So if it hits Tampa Bay Rays, it's appropriate for the Tampa Bay Rays site. It's unlikely that search would be anything but perfect because it's so specific.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
Go ahead.
So I'm taking out the word baseball.
Right.
That's too vague. And, I should probably take out American League East too then, right?
Yeah, let's build separate searches for that.
Okay.
Now, see where it says status, make results live, require peer review, or put in the admin queue? Let's make these live. Let's say, you know what, Tampa Bay Rays, let's presume that that's a good enough search that we don't need to be micromanaging what comes in with that search result.
Okay.
Now, again, part of what I would say to your listeners is this. Different sites have different levels of tolerance. So you may very well say, you know what, I'm prepared to have, I don't want any videos going live under my special brand that I don't first review. So then put it in the admin queue and come in every day and spend a few minutes and click on some videos and publish and delete. That's easy.
Okay.
We'll either queue them up ready for your review or we'll put them live, and you can change that whenever you like.
All right. And let me, Steve, interrupt for just a second, point out that as I'm looking at this content queue here, this page where I can edit my scheduled search, this is the first time that I've seen where some of the sources are. And these are some of the choices that you can check or uncheck. One, of course, is all sources, but then it gets more specific. It's YouTube, Metacafe, Dailymotion, Vimeo, that's Vimeo, VO, VEOH, Hulu, Blip.tv, Google Video, Rever, Yahoo Video, and Howcast. So in case people are wondering, as I kind of was, where all this content is coming from, that gives you some idea.
And we add more services, every couple of days.
Okay. So what next?
So now the next question is, you've gathered 200 videos. Let's go ahead and make some playlists, because this will be fun.
Okay.
So go to content.
All right. You want me to save this now?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Sure.
Okay. All right. I'll save this. And then back to content. Okay.
All right. Click on where it says View 0 playlist. It says videos, add videos, playlists, and tags.
Maybe I'm in the wrong place. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong place. Okay. View 0 playlist?
Right.
Okay. So, well, we're either fascinating people or we've completely turned them off. I'm hoping people are fascinated. I'm hoping that people, anyone listening, if you've got a website, I'm hoping you'll see the connection here. Okay, I'm on playlists.
So go ahead and create a tag-based playlist.
A tag-based collection.
Yep.
Okay.
So now you see this tag clouds appear, right?
Yep.
So that's immediately interesting to you because let's read those out loud to our listeners. Baseball.
Baseball, league, sports, MLB, major, betting, gambling, Bay, Rays, online, television, Tampa gamblers, and so on and so forth.
So what's interesting is they come in different sizes. So immediately out of the 200 videos you've scooped up with this big search you just did, you're looking at these and going, well, there's a keyword I might not have thought, right? So baseball league so now you can mix these and match these. So let's just go ahead and create Tampa Bay Rays as a tag-based playlist and click save.
That's the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you don't have to do the title. Just do it. It'll fill the title in automatically if you click the tag.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
That's all right.
All right. And then you wanted me to save?
Yeah.
All right.
So now we've learned that there are 31 items that are tagged Tampa Bay Rays. So of that 200 videos you scooped up with that big net that we started with, you've got 31 Tampa Bay Rays videos that are ready to be put on your site. Now let's go ahead and put them on the homepage.
Okay.
Go to Design.
Design. Okay.
Adjust homepage layout. You're going to like this. This will be really fun.
Okay.
And you see the whole homepage is all drag and drop elements.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
So go ahead and grab a 3x2 grid and pull it onto your homepage.
But when you say pull it onto my homepage, you mean
it's all drag
where?
and drop. So just pull it from the left-hand side to the right.
Okay, Okay, folks, you're seeing me show my half-wittedness here. Okay, it says...
Hold your hand up. The L shape, if your thumb and forefinger makes an L, that's your left hand.
I deserve that. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so on the left-hand side, there's a box that says Grid View 3x2. It's a series of little templates, right? So now it's giving you a little, if you put your mouse on the thing that says most recent postings and click down and pull, you can pull it across to the right. No?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so now what it says is on the left it says Grid View 3x2.
Yep.
Okay.
Heading none, display. So then in that little where it says display contents from playlist, just go down to Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay.
And now click at the top on the right-hand side. You'll find blue on blue. It's a little hard to read, but you'll see it says return to public site next to that orange dot.
Okay, I'm lost again.
All right.
All right, so I clicked on Tampa Bay Rays from display content.
Yep.
From playlist.
Yep.
And then did I save?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't do that.
Okay, yeah, you have to save.
Okay.
So what you're doing is taking the playlist we just created, and you're assigning it to that collection. So now if you go back to the public site, which is what all of our listeners are looking at,
right?
You'll see that there are 31 videos organized under the headline Tampa Bay Rays.
Return to public site. Okay, let's see. You guys all probably got there ahead of me. Okay, 3 pages, 31 videos, Tampa Bay Rays.
Now again, you may want to do some more curation here. Maybe we should take a break and come back to our listeners and not bore them with our tutorial, except to say what's important for people to understand is it's effectively in less than 20 minutes, right? It's slightly just half an hour into the show. What we've done is come up with an idea, built a site, come up with a simple template, searched around 200 videos, and begun the process of organizing and curating. Now you could, if you were to decide that you wanted certain players' names, the field's name,
right.
tourism in Tampa Bay, there's a whole series of other things you could do to kind of round this out. And in that page design area, what you'd find is that there's a whole series of widgets that would allow you to add video players, community discussions, profiles, all the things you'd expect in a social network that you might want to build around the Tampa Bay Rays.
Now, so let me ask you this. So we've created a page, tampabayrays.magnify.net. And so, somebody goes to magnify.net, they find a Tampa Bay Rays page. Now, can I apply this page or this content to the erasing.com site?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why don't we jump to that?
All right. So there's a couple ways you can do that. The first thing that I would recommend is for most of our listeners, their site, the way their site's designed, the look and feel, the header and footer is what they're most proud of. They've worked really hard on it. So Magnify's goal isn't to make a different looking or feeling site, but to literally mirror their page. And what we'll do in a minute is I'll show you some examples of some other customers. But let's go ahead and say that the first thing you want to do is you want to put this content, you want to put a widget on your homepage that invites your visitors to look at videos. So go back to Enter Site Admin.
All right.
And then click on Design.
Okay.
And then click on Build a Thumbnail Widget.
Build a thumbnail widget. All right.
So currently we've got a Tampa. So if you look at the bottom, you see we've got a fairly straightforward widget designer tool where you can go ahead and change the colors. You can change what it says. Go ahead and click Refresh.
Refresh?
Yeah. What the code in that little box? What we're doing for our listeners is we're building a thumbnail widget, which essentially is already built for you, that says, here's my 3 most recent videos, check them out, watch these videos, and you can go ahead and change what playlist that thumbnail widget is pulling off of. I don't know, are you seeing the thumbnail widget? I made the header and footer pink. You just changed it back.
It's down here. Here's what your widget will look like. I'm sorry. Yes.
That's okay.
Okay. So I copy the HTML under Refresh widget.
Yep. Once you've got it looking the way you want it to look.
Okay.
Just put that on your page, and you're done.
Now I use Blogger for this site. Should it be in a new post or should it be in the template?
It should be in the template. Well, I mean, new post if you want to show it off once. The template if you want it to be visible on your homepage all the time.
All right. Tell you what. I'll put it in a new post right now. Just because I think that's going to be faster than putting it in the right place in the template. My magnify.net widget. Let's give it a magnify.net. Let's give credit where credit is due in the tag.
Appreciate
and that. I will, let's see, 237, 240. Oops. All right. It will publish in a moment. So those of you who are still with us, and judging by the web chat, not only have people stayed with us through this, but we've actually picked someone up there, and I haven't looked at the listener numbers. So this is good. You're actually people are either have either walked away from their radios or they're actually interested in how all this all works. And by the way, folks, remember, if you didn't get all this the first time, when the live show ends, if you wait about 10 minutes, it'll be available as an archive, and you can download it and back it up. And so if you have a question or a problem, and Steve, let's take advantage of you being here. If people have questions, and this is always the catch-22 of some of these sites, what do they do if they have a question about something on Magnify? Is there live support? Can they send an email to tech support? What do they do?
There's two things. There's obviously tech support 24/7, but more importantly, there's also a very vibrant user community. So you can either, if something's broken, you can go to support@magnify.net, send an email in, and you'll get a response back very quickly. If what you really need, frankly, is just to, get some friends, get some arms and legs, there's a forum site. You can go to the forum and say, hey, I'm working on this, I need a hand, and you'll get feedback that way as well. But okay. the thing that I think is the most important here, and this is what I hope your listeners will get excited about. No matter how smart you are, no matter how dedicated you are to building your site, making it extraordinary, the reality is, Bob, even if you went out every week and made a video about the Tampa Bay Rays and talked to people and made friends with the team and the reality is you're never going to be able to make enough video as an individual vlogger to create enough content to make your site something that people can come back to day after day and expect to get new experiences. On the other hand, if you use curation, which is the basis of Magnify, to kind of backfill behind you, you've already done the hard work. You've found a name, you've set up a site, you've built it, you're starting to put up content, but discovering video from around the web and using your worldview to help curate it is, I sometimes talk to bloggers and they get a little funny with me, like, is this okay? Like, is this cheating? Like, if I'm putting up other videos, then am I really building what my audience expects when they come to my blog? And my response is always, think about what you just said. You've done the hard work. You've convened a collection around an idea. You've filtered it. You've picked the good stuff. You've edited out the bad stuff. You're writing your own blog posts. Why is organizing content not absolutely what bloggers should be doing? And a lot of our customers are magazines. Actually, let's do this. Let's look at something together, if that's all right. Go to www.tasteofhome.com.
I'm sorry, Taste, T-A-S-T-E?
T-A-S-T-E.
Okay. And while we do this, I have a question for you from the web chat. Kevin would like to know if Magnify has any big customers, like companies or brands.
We have a lot of big customers. We're about to look at one. Brands include Jones Soda is a customer of ours. All the video we run. Weather Channel is a customer of ours. We manage all of their user-generated video. Bicycling Magazine, Reader's Digest. We love our big customers and we love our little customers. So tasteofhome.com is not a site. Is not a site we run. Obviously, very good-looking, well-designed site. You'll see in the top, in that menu, the list of menu items, there's one of the buttons, the fourth from the left says video.
All right.
So go ahead.
What should we choose?
Just click on video.
Okay.
So you may notice the URL has changed.
Right.
And now it says video.tasteofhome.com.
Right.
Same look and feel, same navigation, same experience. You're now on a Magnify server.
Ah.
So we deliver all their videos. If you scroll down the page, you'll see good-looking thumbnails, nice-looking food, very delicious. Just pick one out of the blue.
I'm going to go with the, okay, well, there's a woman here. I was going to go with the food, but then I see a woman, so I'll go for the woman. Hearty vegetable soup.
All right, so click on that.
So obviously, if I'm being offered a choice of food or woman, I'm choosing the woman.
So you see there's an ad playing along with a companion ad. So this is a Taste of Home video that is being served by Magnify. That's our ad server calling that ad.
Okay.
The pre-roll 10-second pre-roll, and now a Taste of Home video playing. And this is playing in a magnified player. Everything you're seeing on this page, other than pre-roll, which we haven't rolled out to the network yet, is available in our free product.
Okay.
The player, that rating button, all of these various elements, the community piece, the sharing button.
I see they're talking about how to make a tasty vegetable soup.
So it's a good-looking video. So now let's go back a page. I want to show you something I think you're going to find a little surprising.
Okay.
So just for fun, same page, same collection of videos, but instead of looking at the lovely woman and her hearty vegetable soup, go ahead and click on, I'm trying to find one that's appropriate to the story I'm telling. They've changed up some videos since I was last here. Try chicken how-to. Bottom right. Oops.
Let's see. Chicken how-tos, okay.
So you're going to get the same experience. Can see where they put video I want to show you. These guys have been busy curating, and they've obviously put up. Here we go. If you go to the second page of videos.
Oh, so I'm not on the chicken how-tos?
You know, I don't want to bore you. The bottom line is, if you were to spend some time poking around on all those videos, what you would find is that many of them come from other sites. Many of them come from YouTube or MetaCafe or Dailymotion. There are some that are Taste of Home produced and advertiser-friendly videos, but there are lots of them that come from third-party sources. And what makes that so interesting is, here's a big company, Reader's Digest, that's figured out that at the end of the day, you know what? If they're doing a good job organizing the video, the customers, the viewers don't care where the video is coming from.
Right.
So, for example, if you look at chicken salad finger sandwich, that comes from YouTube.
Okay. Well, Steve, I want to touch on two more things before we have to go. First of all, those videos we just looked at, they have a pre-roll, as you mentioned, an ad. So who gets the ad revenue?
The ad revenue goes to the site. They are selling the pre-roll. Our deal with them, they're an enterprise customer, so they're not on our free product, which means that they're actually getting they're paying a monthly platform license fee, and they're keeping the ad revenue.
Okay.
On our free product, we split the revenue 50-50.
Okay, so if there's ad revenue running on the Tampa Bay Rays site or the Erasing site, we would split that. Is that what you're saying?
So here's the way we've done it. I think we've essentially, in hindsight, probably created a system that benefits our users more than it benefits us. What we say to you is take no risk, put no money in, build a Tampa Bay Rays site, split the revenue 50-50 with us. At whatever point it gets to a place where the site starts to get successful, and you say, hey, wait a minute, this 50-50 thing, not so sure about that anymore. Go ahead and jump up to our Pro service, pay $24 a month with a credit card, and you find yourself in a position where you're now delivering, you're delivering a CPM fee to us, and you can sell it for whatever you want.
All right, and then
by the way, you can turn that on and off. By the way.
Okay. Well, let's come back to our little experiment in putting content on a site. What I'm seeing, and I don't know what you're seeing, if you go to Araysyng, ARAYSING.com, what I'm seeing, where I thought I would be seeing video, I'm actually seeing Google AdSense. Are you seeing video?
Hold on one second. Araysyng. You're seeing Google AdSense. What? I'm seeing tests. Show me where. I don't see where.
Oh, now it just. I'm sorry. It just came up. It's ARAYSING.com. This time.
Hold on. No space. No hyphens.
No hyphens.
Ah.
Sorry, it's a little different than the original ones. Yeah.
All right. Yep.
It's showing video now. Before it was just showing. It was repeating the Google AdSense, but now it's showing video. Yeah. Look at that, folks! I did it.
You know something? other than my little crack about the left-hand thing, I have to say I'm pretty impressed.
I am too, actually. I think that's very cool. I like that.
So if you went ahead and stuck that in your right-hand bar, anytime the videos change on your Magnify site, anytime you post new videos, it's going to refresh that widget. And by the way, you see that where it says embed this?
Yeah.
You can turn that on and off. But right now, if you've got other Tampa Bay Rays fans out there, they can go and snag this right off your page, and they can add it to their page. And all of a sudden, you become a publisher. You're now picking 3 great new videos to distribute to your network every morning. I mean, what's so exciting about what's happening on the web is that people like you and I, who, I work a day job, you work a day job, we have other things going on in our life, but we have these things we're passionate about. We're fly fishermen, we're rock climbers, we've got, frisbee catching dogs, whatever it is. If I'm willing to put 10 minutes a night into finding the best frisbee dog videos on the web and share them, there are literally hundreds of thousands of people out there that don't need to go start pawing around in the dark, no pun intended, and finding videos. Because if I'm willing to be kind of the organizer of this collection, then other people can just be the beneficiary of my effort.
I see. Well, it's very cool. This is not a site that I've spent much time with, as people can tell, because there's only one previous post, and even that is just a widget. But, this was very interesting. I hope our listeners and folks in the web chat, who are listeners, found this very interesting. And, if you came in the middle, I'll encourage you to go back and listen straight through and, do exactly what we did. Follow Steve's instructions on how to set up a Magnify site and a page. And so now that I have a Tampa Bay Rays.magnify.net page, can people grab the widget right from that if they discover it through magnify.net?
Absolutely.
That's very cool.
I think the thing that I would share with your listeners, and the thing that gets me up in the morning and has me excited in the middle of the night, is the way media works is changing so fundamentally. And we're coming out of the end of the first iteration of the web, which is lots of people making content. And now you've got this kind of overwhelmingly noisy environment in which lots of people are publishing. To me, the next step in the evolution of web video, but also of the web in general, is people like you, Mr. Media, raising their hand and saying, you know what, I take it upon myself to be the organizer of this kind of material. Nobody else is managing Tampa Bay Rays videos. I am. And all of a sudden, people that want to be, I don't want to say passive viewers, but that don't necessarily want to go to YouTube and type in Tampa Bay Rays and start in with the kind of avalanche of content that's going to come from that. Say, you know what? I'm just going to go to Mr. Media because he does a good job. And by the way, Magnify offers a tool that allows people to build not only sites but networks. So, for example, we have a mother and daughter in California that have built a whole series of sites called Pretty Tough, and it's all women's sports sites. And they have 14 sites that they manage that are all women's sports sites. Again, very high quality.
Right. Well, Steve, let me tell people how they can, if they're coming in late, how they can find out more about your site. They can go to www.magnify, magnify.net. And Steve has just proven that even a half-wit like myself can do this. So, Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. It was fascinating, and who knows, maybe it'll turn out to have been profitable. And I'll add one other thing. I will probably sometime over the weekend go and create a widget and put it on the Mr. Media site as well.
Excellent. And by the way, this is not just because you're special Mr. Media. I mean, you're going to inevitably look at some sites that, if you look around the Magnify network, you're going to see some things and go, how come I can't do that? Like, that's really, how did he get that to do that? Or that's a cool headline. And that's the place where if you go to support and say, hey, I saw something on this other site that I'd love to add to mine. How do I do that? You're going to be delighted by how quickly you get a response back that sort of says, hey, let us help you with that. Here's how to do it. I mean, we want you to be successful. So, of our 41,000 sites, the people who are really doing an amazing job are people that have, become community leaders on their own.
Well, Steve, thanks. Thanks so much for joining us on Mr. Media today. It was quite interesting.
My pleasure.
All right, and good luck.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye. Folks, of course, for dozens more celebrity and media newsmaker interviews, surf over to our main website, www.mrmedia.com, where you can listen to my conversations with the stars, writers, and producers of The Cleaner, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, SpongeBob SquarePants, Heroes, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Army Wives, 24, The Big Bang Theory, Bad Santa, Tell Me You Love Me, The Dark Knight, and, of course, Will Eisner's The Spirit. And please think about writing an online review of Mr. Media, casting a vote for Mr. Media, or marking Mr. Media as one of your favorites, whether you listen on Blog Talk Radio, Digital Journal, Blueberry, Zencast, Odeo, Kindle, or iTunes. Thanks for joining us today. I really, 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 really do appreciate when you make a little piece of your day available to Mr. Media. Hope you'll be back real soon. Bye, everybody.